The first week on board is always chaotic. A new ship, new people, a new routine. And this time it was no different. From sorting out a messy hospital to spilling coffee on the bridge, feeling lost in between, and even sneaking out of a party early, this week had it all. This is my first week on board as we begin a 19-day voyage across the Pacific from Korea to Colombia.
Hello, everyone. Good morning from the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So, right now we are going from Korea to Colombia, and we have got around 18 days of voyage. And weather is nice, as you can see. I wouldn't say it's very nice or very good, but at least it's better than what I was going through in my last ship. So, those of you who have been following me from the beginning or have seen me in my last ship, you remember that how pathetic it was. I was continuously for the whole 6 months. I was in the south of South Africa, which is known for rough weather throughout the year. And it's good to be back at vlogging from this position. So I've only been like a week here, and 6 more months to go.
One of the very first responsibilities as a second officer is the hospital. On my first week, I walked in to check everything. At first glance, it wasn't bad. The officer before me had done a decent job, but there's always room for improvement. So I decided to pull everything out and start from scratch. As a second officer, this is one of the most important routines. You must take full inventory of the hospital in your first week. That means checking every shelf, every medicine, and every expiry date. It usually takes 3 to 4 days of focused work, but once you have done it properly, you can relax for the next 6 months knowing the hospital is fully under control.
It's always better to work a little extra on your first days when you are checking and taking the inventory for the first time when you join, because trust me, this is a time or a leeway, I can say, you get when you join. And this is the time when you can say to everybody that I am checking and I am doing my job properly. It's always advisable to check everything thoroughly, each and every minute item you must check thoroughly, because now you can say if you are missing something, if something is short, something is not there, you can report it to the captain or the company, and they will understand that okay, this guy is checking and he is reporting what is required and what is there and what is not. But trust me, if you do the same thing after 2 months, people will start asking questions that what were you doing all this time. So this is the leeway you get around 10 to 15 days after you join immediately. So utilize that time, work a little extra, because it's better to work and take the pain early on for the first few days rather than slack now and carry it for the rest of 6 months and later land into trouble.
It's exhausting work, lifting boxes, sorting medicines, writing inventories. It drains you quickly. Add the fatigue of a changing body clock, and there were times I just sat in my cabin feeling completely lost. Then came Sunday, and on this ship, the first Sunday means biryani. After running around all week, finally sitting down with that plate felt like a treat. Just me, the food, and a quiet moment where I didn't have to think about work. Out here, these little comforts matter the most. You all might know there's a custom among seafarers, especially Indians. We don't really count our contracts by weeks or months. We count them by how many biryanis are left. And this was just the first one, which means there are a lot of more Sundays to go. And then finally the day came when I could move into my actual second officer cabin. Up until then, I had been staying in a temporary one, as you all might have seen. Shifting into my own cabin felt like a fresh start. I unpacked, arranged everything neatly, and for the first time since joining, I felt a little at peace. And that evening, I took my first proper shower here. After days of rushing around, that one shower was pure relaxation. Like the stress just washed away. Of course, life on board isn't only about work. After months of dry dock, the crew finally got a chance to celebrate. We had our first party on board. I joined for a while, but with so much still pending, I quietly slipped out early. That's what the first week is like, wanting to join in, but knowing there's still work waiting. I'm sure there will be more parties ahead, and I'll share those with you in a better way. But for now, my focus is back where it needs to be, the hospital. It's already way past 8 in the evening, and I am well past my working hours, and I'm still at it, sorting and finishing as much as I can before my own energy gives out. These are the moments that define the first week, when you push a little longer, a little later, just to get ahead. It's night time and I'm going to get ready for my night watch, but I'm not able to sleep properly. I'm sleeping in bits and pieces, and body clock hasn't adjusted yet. And on top of that, we are advancing every night because we are going at full speed across the Pacific, and there's no other option other than to advance every night. So struggle is real, and I'm struggling a lot to sleep, but trying to catch up night after night. It's late at night, and even though it's only the first week, the workload doesn't slow down. In fact, this is when I'm pushing myself the most. These quiet hours on the bridge give me the chance to fully familiarize myself with the ship, the equipment, and the routines. I know that the time I invest now will make the next 6 months much smoother. One of my main responsibilities as second officer is passage planning, not just for this voyage but for the next 2 or 3 voyages as well. So while most people would probably just sit back with a cup of coffee and enjoy a calm night, I prefer to use this time to prepare routes, check details, and make sure everything is ready well in advance. Of course, there are moments when I feel like just leaning back, holding the cup, and taking it easy, but in the long run, that won't help me. These extra hours now, even if they are tiring, mean that later on I'll have the space to breathe. It's about using the first week to lay the foundation for myself, for the ship, and for the voyages ahead. And one evening, I finally managed to sit down and open up my laptop. Just a little bit of editing, a little reminder of why I pick up the camera in the middle of all this chaos. Hopefully, you will see the result of that work very soon. So that was my first week. Between hospital inventories, moving cabins, short moments of rest, and the first party, it felt like a blur. The first week on board is always about finding your own rhythm, balancing work with life, and slowly settling into the long voyage ahead. And this was just the beginning of a 19-day journey across the Pacific.